What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Sam. Uh, we all remember last week, last Sunday. We're going to wipe that from our heads because it's a new week of Seahawks football where many incredible things can happen. Will they probably happen this week? I doubt it, but they will happen eventually. And it's just nice to move on. I am here to do the Lions preview today. The Seahawks and Lions face off this week. Last year we had maybe game of the year material for the Seahawks. Beat them 48 to 43. No, 48-45. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is a new Lions team, though. This is a Lions team that is very good. A team that, frankly, kind of cooked the Chiefs. Honestly, he kind of cooked the Chiefs. They really went crazy. Jared Goff looks good. Dan Campbell's got these boys playing great ball. I'm here to cover everything: the injuries, their teams, all that goodness. Let's get right into it. Let's kind of talk about the baseline things here. Seahawks in Detroit, 1:00 start on September 17th. This is a big game. Lions home opener. Fans are going to show out for this. They will. They sold out their season tickets for the first time in like 25 years or something. They are passionate and they are liking what they see out of this Lions team. It's a dome, so the weather doesn't matter. The money line on Detroit is Detroit 4.5-point favorites, over under set at 47.5. According to ESPN, their analytics department has given the Lions a 64.7% chance, giving the Seahawks a 35.1% chance. The odds are not in Seattle's favor as they were last week. The Seahawks went in highly favored, great odds, one of the biggest favorites by points by betting odds, and they got shellacked. And like I said, we're not really going to talk about that, but it's good to bring it up anyways. I just spilled tea on myself, so don't mind me. Let's check out this Lions team. This is a Lions team that really has improved a lot since maybe like 2 years ago. Jared Goff is not a scrub like he was when he was playing with the Rams. Jared Goff is good. Jared Goff is a legitimately great quarterback at doing what the Lions ask him to do, which is play that play action offense, throw the ball over the middle of the field. That's what Jared Goff does best. And he does it really well, maybe better than like 90% of quarterbacks in the NFL. Starting quarterbacks, that is. Looking at this Lions offense, Jared Goff, obviously the starter. You have a really nice 1-2 punch at running back here. David Montgomery, the kind of seasoned, he'd be described as the thunder back to this duo. Strong, physical, experienced back, not afraid to put his head down. Obviously, just came from the Bears to Detroit. He had a good game last week, but Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy that can really wreak havoc. This Seahawks defense looked really good in the run last week. It's like the one positive that they had. So Jahmyr Gibbs does still scare me, though. He is a dynamic player. He's so fast. I was watching that Thursday season opener. He is legitimately quick. Maybe one of the better accelerations, kind of 0 to 100 I've ever seen out of a player. He was nasty at Alabama, and I was kind of stunned when they picked him so early, but they did, and it looks like it's going to pay off. These receivers, the wide receiver room is kind of empty right now. Jameson Williams is suspended, but this is like on paper, this is a better better receiving core than we saw with the Rams. Amon-Ra St. Brown is great, really good wide receiver, just a very good all-around player. Can block, I find that his run after catch ability is really great. He gets open in the middle of the field, which is where Jared Goff loves to pick you apart. Josh Reynolds, another really good kind of like third target. He's playing second target right now, but he was with the Rams for a long time. He's pretty solid. He gets a lot of good stuff done, and can play the receiver at a reasonable level, which is honestly all you need, because Puka Nakua had like 14 catches for 159 yards or whatever. I'm just spitballing. I don't have the stats, but it was something like that. Marvin Jones is their third string. He had a rough game last week. He's kind of slow now, but still a good jump ball wide receiver with good hands. Their tight end room, Sam Laporta, the rookie out of Iowa. You know how Iowa is with their tight ends. They make them good. They make them good, and they come out good. And Laporta's a good player and really physical, good run after catch, pretty fast for a tight end. This Lions O-line is where they really shine. Obviously, we saw Seahawks really struggle with pass rush last week. Their whole team, when healthy, is really good. Taylor Decker at left tackle, Jonah Jackson at left guard, Frank Ragnow, maybe one of the premier centers in football. Halapuli Vaitai, how am I saying that right? Halapulivadi Vaitai. Halapulivadi Vaitai. Halapulivadi Vaitai. I'm just gonna call him Big Hal. Big Hal is nasty. Big, was on that Eagles Super Bowl team. He's a good player. He really knows what he's doing. And then you got Penei Sewell, right? Maybe the best right tackle, one of the best right tackles in football. Really good player. I loved him coming out of Oregon a few years ago. Moving on to that Lions defense, Aiden Hutchinson is really scary, and we'll touch on why he's even scarier this week. This is a Lions D-line that looked really good last week. Aleem McNeil, the young D tackle. Charles Harris had a really good year a few years ago, and he looks good with the Lions. Solid edge rusher. They have Levi Onwuzurike, Romeo Okwara, and they have a solid D-line that can wreak some havoc against a little bit of a banged-up Seahawks O-line this week. Linebackers are solid. Jack Campbell, the rookie out of Iowa, maybe a very complete linebacker. Knows the game very well. He's kind of one of those plug-and-play Iowa vets, guy that knows the game and grind it out in that Iowa system. Those Iowa players. Kind of that Dan Campbell, favorite type. Alex Anzalone played with the Saints for a while. He's going to be the middle linebacker. Malcolm Rodrigo, you might know him from Hard Knocks, and Derek Barnes. Really solid linebacker room. James Houston, too, was really good to finish the year out last year. Kind of rushing the passer. He'll be someone to watch, too. These corners, maybe a bit inexperienced. Emmanuel Mosley's out. You're kind of working with Cam Sutton, who's a good player from Pittsburgh. Jerry Jacobs was solid last week. These safeties are where they're going to really make their money. Kirby Joseph, a second-year player out of Iowa. He looked really good last season, I remember. And CJ Gardner-Johnson, I believe, led the NFL in interceptions or tied for the lead with Tariq Woolen last year. Really good player. Don't really have to touch on special teams. This is a Lions team that's really good. This is not your classic Lions team that's like a 6-11 team. This is a 10-7-esque roster playoff team. The Seahawks, not really going to touch on them. We're just going to go straight to injuries. Good news for the Seahawks. Devin Witherspoon is playing this week. He's active. Frankly, I expect him to start at outside corner. I expect him to start at left corner. I think that Pete is going to want to get him in as fast as possible. I don't think he has a lot of trust in that corner room at this moment. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't think he does. Jamal Adams is out, kind of expected, not a surprise. Mike Morris out, and the big one, Charles Cross and Abe Lucas. Abe Lucas actually went on the IR. Charles Cross is out this week. Pete said he could play next week, has that toe injury they got last week. And as it goes for questionable, Boye Mafe and Devin Bush, who we have no word on. They will be game time decisions. Boye Mafe especially is important. Talk about how good that run defense was last week. Mafe is a really important part of that, setting that edge. We'll see how he does. Moving on to the Lions, we already talked about Emmanuel Mosley is out. The big one, Taylor Decker, the left tackle, stud left tackle, doubtful. He will not play. Doubtful pretty much means he won't play. So, that's big. Taylor Decker being out, big, huge development for a Seahawks team that has a chance to get after the passer this week. Maybe if you stack Uchenna Nwosu only on the left side, maybe he can get to work a little bit there. This is a pretty banged up Seahawks team, and one that's hurt really bad, one that got beat last week when they were healthy. frankly, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling this game. I kind of talked about how I feel like, even though last week was kind of the wake up and I said this week is a new week, I don't think it's a new week in the sense that we're going to win. Although I will stand on the fact that I believe that we will be better. I think the Seahawks will play a competitive game. I think it'll be a one possession game. I think the Seahawks are going to correct a lot of things, but I don't think that the Seahawks, even at their best, are going to be better than the Lions. Um, just based on what we saw from week one, you can't correct every single bad thing we saw in week one in 1 week. And I think that the Lions are a good team. I think they're going to capitalize. Detroit's a 4.5 point favorite. I think Detroit covers. I think if I had to project a final score, I like 33-26. 33-26 Detroit. That's the score I like. I feel like Detroit's going to put up some points. I feel like Gino's going to have a nice bounce back week. I feel like he didn't do anything really bad last week. He was extremely disadvantaged. Receivers were just not getting open. Pass rush was buckling down. And that pass rush for the Lions this week is going to be a problem. I really do believe that. I think the tackles are going to have a rough time. I think Gino's going to get hit around a little bit. I expect the Seahawks to really push the ball with Kenneth Walker, with DJ Dallas, with Zach Sharp, and I give them the ball, see how they work. The big thing for the Seahawks is third down. So if you can get off the field on third down on defense, stay on the field and third down on offense, it's huge. The Seahawks were on so many third downs that, I mean, if you get them, it's like a crucial play, and they just couldn't. And I need the game plan to be better. I need the game management to be better. I need the effort to be better. I think the Lions win. I think the Lions cover. And I think that that's what's going to happen this week. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Kind of what are your thoughts, how you see this game turning out, and what you're looking for. So I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Peace out.